Mountain Whippoorwill, or How Hillbilly Jim Won the Great Fiddler's Prize, A Georgia Romance, by Stephen Vincent Benet. Up in the mountains, it's lonesome all the time, soft wind is slewing through the sweet potato vine. Up in the mountains, it's lonesome for a child, whippoorwills a calling when the sap runs wild. Up in the mountains, mountains in the fog, everything's as lazy as an old hound dog. Born in the mountains, never raised a pet, don't want nothing and never got it yet. Born in the mountains, lonesome born, raised running ragged through the cockleburrs and corn. Never knew my pappy, maybe never should, think he was a fiddle made of mountain laurel wood. Never had a mammy to teach me pretty please, think she was a whippoorwill a-skitting through the trees. Never had a brother nor a whole pair of pants, but when I start to fiddle, why you got to start to dance. Listen to my fiddle, kingdom come, kingdom come. Hear them frogs a-chunkin', jug a rum, jug a rum. Hear that mountain whippoorwill be lonesome in the air, and I'll tell you how I traveled to the Essex County Fair. Essex County has a mighty pretty fair. All the smarty fiddlers from the south come there. Elbows a flying as they rosin up the bow for the first prize contest in the Georgia Fiddlers to show. Old Dan Wheeling with whiskers in his ears, king-pin fiddler for nearly 20 years. Big Tom Sargent with his blue wah-wah, and little Jimmy Weaver that can make a fiddle cry. All sitting around spitting high and strutting proud. Listen, little whippoorwill, you better bug your eyes. Tune him while the judges told the crowd, them that got the most of claps would win the bestest prize. Everybody waiting for the first twiddle-dee, when in comes a stumbling hillbilly me. Bowed right pretty to the judges and the rest, took a silver dollar from the hole inside my vest, plunked it on the table and said, "There's my calling card, and anybody licks me, well, he's got to fiddle hard." Old Dan Wheeling, he was laughing fit to holler. Little Jimmy Weezer said, "There's one dead dollar." Big Tom Sargent had a yaller toothy grin, but I tucked my little whippoorwill sprang underneath my chin, and petted it and tuned it till the judges said begin. Big Tom Sargent was the first in line. He could fiddle all the bugs off a sweet potato vine. He could fiddle down a possum from a mile-high tree. He could fiddle whippoorwill from the bottom of the sea. You could hear hands a-spanking till they spanked each other raw when he finished variations on Turkey in the Straw. Little Jimmy Weezer was the next to play. He could fiddle all night, he could fiddle all day. He could fiddle chills, he could fiddle fever. He could make a fiddle rustle like a lowland river. He could make a fiddle croon like a loving woman, and they clapped like thunder when he'd finished strumming. Then came the ruck of the bobtail fiddlers, the let's go easy, the fair to middlers. They got their claps and they lost their bicker, and all settled back with some more corn liquor. And the crowd was tired of their no-count squealing, when out in the center steps old Dan Wheeling. He fiddled high and he fiddled low. Listen, little whippoorwill, you got to spread your wings. He fiddled and he fiddled with a cherrywood bow. Old Dan Wheeling's got me honey in his strings. He fiddled the wind by a lonesome moon. He fiddled the most almighty tune. He started up fiddling like a ghost. He ended up fiddling like a host. He fiddled north and he fiddled south. He fiddled the heart right out of your mouth. He fiddled here and he fiddled there. He fiddled salvation everywhere. When he was finished, the crowd cut loose. Whippoorwill, there's rain on your breast. And I sat there wondering, what's the use? Whippoorwill, fly home to your nest. But I stood up pert, and I took my bow, and my fiddle went up to my shoulder so. And there weren't no crowd that could get me phased, but I was alone where I was raised. Up in the mountains, so still it makes you scared, where God lies a-sleeping in his big white beard. And I heard the sound of the squirrel in the pine, and I heard the earth a-turning in the long night time. They fiddled the rose and they fiddled the thorn, but they haven't fiddled the mountain corn. They fiddled simple and they fiddled moral, but they haven't fiddled the brushwood laurel. They fiddled loud and they fiddled still, but they haven't fiddled the whippoorwill. I started off with a dump-diddle-dump, hills broke loose in Georgia. Skunk cabbage growing by the bee-gum stump. Whippoorwill, you're singing now. Old Georgia booze is mighty fine booze, the best you ever poured ya, but it'll eat the soles right off in your shoes, for hills broke loose in Georgia. My mother was a whippoorwill, pert my father, he was lazy, but I'm hell broke loose in a new store shirt to fiddle old Georgia crazy. Swing your partners up and down the middle, sashay now, oh, listen to that fiddle. Flapjacks a flippin' on a red-hot griddle, and hills broke loose, Fires on the mountain, snakes in the grass. Satan's here a-bobbing, oh Lordy, let him pass. Go down, Moses, set my people free. Pop goes the weasel to the old Red Sea. Jonah sitting on the hickory bough. Up jumps the whale, and where's your prophet now? Rabbit in the pea patch, possum in the pot. Trying to stop my fiddle, now my fiddle's getting hot. Whippoorwill singing to the mountain hush. Whippoorwill shouting from the burning bush. Whippoorwill crying in the stable door. Sing tonight as you never sang before. Hills broke loose like a stomping mountain shoat. Sing till you bust a goat in your throat. Hills broke loose for 40 miles around. Bound to stop your music if you don't sing it down. Sing on the mountains, little whippoorwill. Sing to the valleys and slap 'em with the hill. For I'm strutting as high as an eagle's quill. And hills broke loose, hills broke loose, hills broke loose in Georgia. There wasn't a sound when I stopped bowing. Whippoorwill, you can sing no more. But somewhere or another, the dawn was growing. Old mountain whippoorwill. And I thought, I fiddled all night and lost. You're a good hillbilly, but you've been bossed. So I went to congratulate old man Dan. But he put his fiddle into my hand. And then the noise of the crowd began.